This is a story of great cruelty, but we promise you it does have a happy ending. The König Circus had in its menagerie of performing animals a chimpanzee named Toto. Toto was taken forcibly from the jungle when he was 2 years old and sold by animal traffickers to the circus. According to authorities, the circus castrated Toto, pulled out his canine teeth and kept him chained in a small wooden box. He was forced to perform as a boxer, dancer and smoke cigarettes. It's been a long process, said Alba Muos from the Primate Rescue Centre. Along with the physical recovery, there's also a psychological recovery. There can't be one without the other. For years, he was locked in a box. If he manifested anger or happiness, nobody noticed. He could go crazy banging the door and nobody paid any attention. Chilean courts ordered Toto to be taken from the circus and he was given to the Centre for the Rescue of Primates. But the $12,000 cost to repatriate Toto seemed prohibitive until news of the chimpanzee's plight crossed the ocean and former Beatle Paul McCartney donated the money to fund the trip. By the time he was rescued, Toto showed severe signs of stress, including hair loss and coprophagy, a disorder in which an animal eats excrement. His chain was cut from his neck and Toto was on the way to liberty. The circus had castrated him and pulled out his canine teeth. Toto was anaesthetised for the journey, where upon arrival he was treated physically and psychologically to bring him back to health and prepare him for life in his natural habitat, the African jungle. Here he is already showing signs of emotion and happiness and a demonstration of his truly gentle nature. The chimp's rescue began 7 years ago when a circus spectator originally brought a complaint against König after seeing the conditions Toto was living in. But Chilean courts were unable to intervene because the circus fled to Bolivia. Early in 2003, authorities discovered that the circus had returned to Chile, and that's when they seized Toto. This amiable chimp's journey will lead him to the Chimfunchi Wildlife Orphanage in Chingola, Zambia, via South Africa. To save him from the stress of the unknown journey, and of course the fear that he could be going back to the circus, Toto was again anaesthetised. Toto will be in touch with his own kind, and he will be speaking his own language for the first time in 20 years. The trip was sponsored by DHL Express, who will ship Toto along with a veterinarian to his final destination. In a state of relaxation, the primate is unconcerned about his destiny, feeling, if anything, a trust in the people who have cared for him for the past 6 months. But for the animal rights workers who did take care of him following his rescue in Chile, there were mixed feelings. They gave him a teary send-off, sad to be losing their beloved friend, yet elated that after 20 years of intense suffering at the hands of the König Circus, he was going to be what every living soul on this planet should be, free. Toto was driven to the airport for an early morning flight to his final destination, the Chimfunchi Wildlife Orphanage. And so, with the utmost of care and under the watchful eyes of the people who loved him, Toto was loaded onto the aeroplane that was to fly him to the world he'd been snatched from 20 years ago. So the next time the circus is in town and you feel like going along to see the acts, think about Toto and the suffering he went through to entertain audiences and make money for his captors. Circuses today don't need to have performing animals. Human acrobatics and death-defying trapeze artists should be sufficient for our amusement. Farewell, Toto, and good luck in your world.